Hello everybody and welcome back to Robert's Reviews. Yesterday I released a Robert's Thoughts episode on how subscribing help you, the creator, and the market. If you guys are interested in that, please consider watching it. It's a very fun video. I had a really great time filming it. I just filmed it. I feel really good about it. I feel pumped. I'm really happy I did it. Please consider watching it and also subscribing. But today I decided to do another one. I'm going to do these more and more often because people seem to like them a lot. I get a lot of views from them. I get a lot of positive reinforcement, a lot of good comments, and so I figured if people like my research, I might as well do more of it, right? And I enjoy it too, so it benefits both ways. But today we have an interesting topic. So today I decided to talk about why we should continue to go to the movie theater when it's safe, of course. This is important. And here's why, because so many people nowadays are so content with their, streaming services and all of that, that they kind of forget that movie theaters exist. Right? Like, take me, for example. Over here, you'll see that I have a nice little setup where I watch TV. Okay? This is where I watch all my movies. I have a TV here, then I have a sound bar here, and that's really it. I have some LED lights behind the TV that shine, so it looks pretty, and then that's, basically it. So in no way, shape, or form does my room feel like a movie theater, right? It's kind of close. It's got some pretty lights. It's got a sound bar, but there's so much missing. Think about the aesthetic here for a moment. I know that it might make some people angry because I know a lot of people like going to the movie theater, but think about it. You enter. There's these lines, those ropes. You walk up. You say, "I'd like a ticket to Avengers Endgame, please." And you get all giddy inside. And then you receive your ticket. You're like, "Yes, I have a ticket." And then you go. You buy popcorn and your slushies and stuff. And then you go and you find these nice, relaxing, reclining seats. The big screen, the sound all around you. You turn your cell phone off for a bit, and you just enjoy a movie with a bunch of people who are also determined to enjoy the same movie as you. For those of you who went to Endgame on opening night like I did, and you saw all the things that happened in Endgame with everyone else, it's so different than watching on your screen, right? Like, I just watched Avengers Endgame again in a home screen. It's not the same. It's not at all, right? The aesthetic is different, right? When you're watching by yourself and you're watching in your bedroom with a tiny speaker and a small TV that can't even support barely 4K at this point, and you just kind of this is not the same. There's a reason for that, right? You don't go to the movie theater just because of the movie. That's a big reason. That's a big reason. But you go because of the atmosphere, right? You go because you like being with other people who are also interested in the same movie. You go because the popcorn is so good for no reason. Why can't we make popcorn similar to them? I don't know. I'll never know. But it's so much better in a movie theater. Same with slushies. And it's a whole different ballpark in terms of total feeling and relaxation. Which is why I decided to bring this video to you today. Because some of you might not care about that. You might say, well, if I can get it first day and be home, I might as well. Here's the problem with that. Movie theaters will go extinct if you don't go to the movie theater, right? I'm not saying run to the movie theater and go right now because it's not necessarily the safest. In the future, when hopefully the coronavirus pandemic is gone, people would want to go more. But there's also the chance that they don't. There's so many movie theaters that are closed down right now. I have a movie theater around the corner, and I love that movie theater to death. I want to work there. I want to own it one day, and it might be gone. There's a chance it never opens again. Because we're at this time where it's so hard to even talk about, because if movie theaters don't exist, I don't know if I want to exist, right? Think about that. Think about never being able to go see a new release in a movie theater the day it comes out again. That's not a world I want to live in, And if they don't make money, they can't run, right? They're not not-for-profits, right? They have to make a profit in order to do that. They have to pay for their employees and more. They have to pay for the rent also. Movie theaters are expensive. They rent the place. They don't own the place all the time. Particularly when you have smaller movie theaters. If you go to a chain, there's a good chance they're going to make lots of money because they make deals with the distributors. Whereas the tiny little movie theater, they're like, well, it's a small audience. We're going to make it very expensive in case they don't have a high payout. So I wanted to discuss how movie theaters make money and about how much they make. So I have some really fun examples here that I'm excited to talk to you about that hopefully put in perspective why you should be going to movie theaters and how helpful it is when you do. First, you might be wondering, how do movie theaters make your money, right? How do they make money? Most people might think that it's because of the tickets. But that's incorrect, unfortunately. They don't make almost anything off of movie tickets. They make money off of the food and the drinks. Now that is because they make deals with the distributors that they have to give money based on how much tickets they sell, right? So first they rent the movie, right? So they say, I don't know how much it is, but say it's like $100 to rent the movie for a week, okay? So I, the movie theater, have to give the distributors $100 just to get the reel of film. Well, I think it's probably on a USB stick now, but to show to audiences. But they demand more. They say, I want like way more than just that, right? So that's why food and drink is so important. Movie theaters make, on average, approximately 85% of their total profit just from concessions alone. And this is because it's so expensive. Consider this. Consider you go to the movie theater and you buy a large popcorn. It's $7, okay? It might only cost the movie theater $1 to make. That's a $6 profit, right? But they need that big profit in order to make more, money, to make more movies to come to you, right? Essentially is how it works, right? If people don't buy concessions, they're not going to have enough money to rent the movies that you can see. That's complicated. So consider next time you go to a movie theater, when you go to a movie theater, everyone does it. Everyone sneaks food into the movie theater, and that's fine. Most movie theater owners they accept it. They're like, well, we're not going to be able to change that. But consider buying something from the concession stand. If every person buys a small drink, right, that's like $4, which is a lot for a drink, but that's probably $3 to $3.50 of profit for them, because they're making 85% of their total profit off of concessions. So if you go there and you only buy a movie ticket and you sit there and you don't eat or drink anything, they're not making almost anything. They're making very little off of it. So please consider, going there and buying popcorn and buying a drink and buying some peanuts. I spend a lot of money at a movie theater because I like to go, I get the ticket, and then I get, a large drink because I drink a lot. I get a large popcorn because I'm fat and I love popcorn. And I also get goobers, little chocolate-covered peanuts, for those of you who don't know what goobers are. And they're great. I like to snack on them while I'm watching the movies. So when I do that, do I have to get them? No. There's times when I don't, because I don't have the money or I'm not hungry or whatever. But consider doing it for the pure purpose, like I do, of making sure that they're making some kind of profit off of you being there. Because it is a business. It doesn't feel like a business because it is entertainment-based, but it is a business. So please consider doing that in the future. So you might be wondering, well, how much do they make from tickets alone? Well, I did some research. So first, they rent the movie, like I said earlier, and they make a deal for the tickets. So essentially, for the first 2 weeks, they make the least amount of profit off of the movie, right? Because the distributor knows that if a movie's out for 2 weeks, it's going to make way more money in the first 2 weeks than, the next 2 weeks. Most people, for Avengers Endgame, I went 4 times, but people were swarming the theater to see that movie because they wanted to see it first. They're like, I want to be first to see this movie. So they go early, right? So the distributor basically says, hey, you only get to keep a small profit off the first 2 weeks, which is approximately 20%. The movie theater owner only gets to keep approximately 20% of the total movie ticket sales, right? That's a problem, right? Because a lot of the money that comes from these movie ticket sales are going back to the distributors to go back to the movie total gross profit, which is really annoying for the movie owner because, they're housing the movie and all that. However, it does kind of make sense because they're selling a product that isn't technically theirs. It's complicated, I understand it, but it's complicated, which is why buying concessions is so important. But consider this. For the first 2 weeks you go, right, it's 20%. But then it goes up to 40% for the next 2 weeks. So that also shows that if you go to a movie later, the movie theater itself is likely to get more profit. And this being said, almost never will I wait 2 weeks to go see a new release, right? I'm a go-getter. I like to watch it as soon as it comes out. So I go earlier, which unfortunately does hurt my movie theater. So I buy a lot of concessions. And I'm not saying you have to do this. This is just educating you to make sure you understand why it's important to go to them, at very least. If you go, they're at least making a profit. If they house a movie and no one sees it, they make negative profit because they have to rent the movie still, right? It's not purely based on how many people see the film, which is almost not fair. Because the distributors, right, they are getting money to give you the movie to then show to other people, right? But if no one sees it, It doesn't hurt the distributor any, right? Because they already have some money for renting the thing. It's a problem. It's not a problem that's going to be fixed, but it is a problem. I'm going to give you an example in terms of how much money they make off of just me, right? If I was just an average person, and just an example, we'll say it's Endgame, okay? So let's say I go to see Endgame on opening night, okay? I buy a $15 movie ticket, which I think is about average. My theater's a little bit cheaper. They probably should consider raising their price soon. Unfortunately, they probably are going to have to. But say it's $15, okay? But the theater only gets to keep 20%, which at that point might even be a little high. 20% might be a little bit high of a percentage. Some people only get to keep like 15. I don't purchase any drinks, but I have to get popcorn, right? Like I'm a fat kid. I'm not going to not get popcorn. I'm changing my page. So I'm fat, so I get a large popcorn for, say, $7, which feels like a lot for popcorn, but it's a movie theater, and movie theater popcorn is scientifically better than all other popcorns. They get almost 100% profit, of course, because they have to choose a price, and they mark it up really high, because that way it costs more than what it makes them, so they're making a very, very big profit margin off of that, okay? So, say, you add it all up, I spent $22, okay, to see Endgame. But the theater only keeps 20% of the tickets, so they only get $3 out of the $15 that I spent on that, and they get the full $7 from the popcorn. So they only get $10 out of $22. That's less than 50% of the money that I spent. So consider that profit margin, right? I walk in, and I give them $22, but they only get to keep $10. So 12 of my dollars are going to the distributor, right? Which makes sense because you're paying for their movie. But I think that the profit margin should be a little bit higher towards the movie theater, because if we don't finance our movie theaters, we don't get to see their movie. That's just how it works, right? If we don't, it bothers me so much. If distributors don't have movie houses to send the movies to, no one sees the movie, and then it's a moot point at that point, right? No reason to make a movie at that point. It's really complicated, but as you can see, when you buy concessions and stuff, it helps. But if you don't go at all to a movie theater, they are going to go out. They're going to be extinct. If we stop altogether going to movie theaters, they will go extinct, and that is a very big problem. Because, as you know, you like to see movies when they come out, right? You like to see it. What if Spider-Man No Way Home comes out, and you can't see it because you don't have a movie theater in your city? That'd be devastating for me. I love Spider-Man, as you can tell. But just consider this. Consider this a brief advertisement for movie theaters and reasons why you should go. I hope these are compelling reasons. They're compelling to me. That's why I always go. Once they come back open, I'm going every Friday. I can guarantee you. But I think that's going to do it for me besides advertising the Colonia Theater. I don't think they're opening anytime soon, unfortunately. Hopefully they will. I'm hoping to get a job there, but we'll see. I live in Norwich, New York, in case you guys were curious. The Colonia Theater is a wonderful theater. I love going there all the time. Please consider, if you live in Norwich, when they open back up, going there. And always, if you don't live in Norwich, these small little movie theaters are wonderful. Consider going to them and helping out your area, okay? You don't want an area without a movie theater. That is an area without movie entertainment, and movie entertainment is so important to my life, and also your life probably. Consider how much time you spend watching movies and television, and all that wouldn't be possible if we didn't have movie theaters to watch them in, and the aesthetic, and the people, and the food, and it's just a wonderful place, and just please consider going to one. As soon as it's safe to go to one, please consider supporting your local theater. That's going to do it for me today. I hope you guys found this educational or at least interesting. Thank you for watching if you got this far. I appreciate it. Please consider subscribing and watching my video about subscribing, which came out yesterday. Consider doing that. It's a very fun video. I had a really great time filming it, and I hope you guys had a really fun time watching it. And like the video and comment down below what you guys thought. If you guys think I should continue to do these. I do have some coming out. I don't have them all written down on my calendar here, but I've got a few coming out in the future. I'm going to start ranking things as well. I'm going to start ranking books also. Just the books that I've read, because I might as well, right? I'm going to be doing John Green in April, so make sure you guys are looking forward to that. But if you guys want more of this, consider subscribing, commenting, liking the video, letting me know what you guys think, what you guys want next. I love doing research and stuff, so if you guys are like, hey, what about this random obscure topic? Can you do research on that for me? And I will, and I'll put it into a video format for you, so please consider doing that. But as always, Keep watching movies and television, stay educated, and I'll see you guys in the next video.